If you could change one thing about the world you live in right now, what would it be?
Me personally, if I could change one thing about the world right now, I'd just make everyone a little bit more compassionate. A lot of people have this attitude that they are the center of the world when they're just another part of it, like everyone else. Like we all make the world up together, so we just have to share that love for each other. There's no point in fighting.
I would eliminate racism because I think it would make the world much more kinder and safer, and we wouldn't have to worry about when we go to the hospitals or other places if we're being treated fairly. So the world would just be much kinder and we would eliminate a lot of worries.
You don't have to like everybody, but there's a difference between liking, not liking, disliking something, and hating something. So back to my original point, as a kid, I felt like everybody was just cool with each other, had love for everybody. And as you get older, and the more I get older, at least, and I see how people treat each other, it's just unfortunate that we do live in times where hate is just kind of spread all over the place. And not only that, but you have our side, which is the Black Lives Matter movement, which is trying to find a way to do better, and like the cops need to stop killing us, and even certain messages of, okay, we need to stop killing each other, like, that's definitely true. But then you see the side that I really feel like is the hateful side, the side that's like, oh, blue lives matter, and maybe he had a right to shoot him, maybe he was acting a certain way, they had the right and every opportunity to do that. And it's just, no, like, that doesn't justify taking somebody's life, let alone a black life.
From a very young age, we learn to discriminate each other, whether it's based on your race, on what you wear, or the social class that you are in. Because of that, I wanted people to see each other and treat each other how they want to be treated. That we don't have to look at disturbing videos on social media of other people hurting each other because of their race or because they're poor. I want to change that.
Honestly, like, my wish would be for just cancer to be completely eliminated, because that's something I hate with a passion, and it's taken a lot of loved ones for me. So I'm like, that's one less worry for a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, if that happens.
The obvious answer would be to say that I wish that there was a cure for the coronavirus, and I wish that it had come out sooner than later. But I also just wish that I could change the way that the media portrays everyday life. I think it's kind of getting a little bit doom and gloom, kind of cynical. I wish that they kind of shared more uplifting stories about all the amazing healthcare workers and amazing people who are just doing selfless acts of love and wanting to help other people. And I think that's what we need right now as, humanity, is to be inspired by these people and their selflessness and love and just being generous.
I think the thing that I would change is how empathetic people are. I feel like there needs to be more empathy. I feel like that a lot of the time that people don't place themselves into other people's shoes, so we don't know how they feel. We don't think about how this is affecting someone else. We're always thinking about how this affects us. I feel like that would make us look at a lot more of our own biases, personal biases and systematic biases, where we only go for things, once again, that affects us directly. We frown down upon those who are different from us, not taking the time to understand exactly where they come from, whether that be fear, whether that be lack of knowledge, whether that be just because we hate anything that's different. So the one thing I would change is definitely empathy. I think we need a lot more empathy.
And I'm not saying that because I think the world is perfect or the world that I live in right now is where it should be, because that is far from the truth. There's a lot of change that needs to happen. For me personally, I would want to change a bad thing, So I'm kind of conflicted with this question because there's a lot of bad things. It would be unfair if I just chose one bad thing to change when there's a ton of other shit that would just compensate for the lack of that one thing that I changed.
It's the ability to see my family and friends. They're the ones that mean the most to me. They matter the most. And at the end of the day, I want to be there for them. And I want to make them the most proud. So, with that being said, I think we're getting there. And I think we're going to be there soon. We're all going to be able to socialize like we once were, and I think this time is really going to be able to give us some reflection on the way we go about interacting with our family and our friends, because that's all you really need at the end of the day.